morning, and welcome to the 2017 Homecoming Coronation Ceremony. My name is Sherry Blazing, and I am very proud and honored to serve as principal of Mankato West High School. Thank you. Homecoming is a week full of fun, tradition, and excitement at West. It is an awesome opportunity for us to come together as a school community and celebrate both the past and the present. I would like to take a moment to thank each of the staff members, alumni, and students who have given their time and energy to make this day and this week the special Scarlet celebration it is. At this time, I invite anyone involved in the planning of any of our homecoming activities or events to please stand and be recognized. Let's give this group a round of applause. Homecoming is a wonderful opportunity to celebrate our achievements and talents, connect with friends, and experience all the positive things happening at Mankato West. And there are so many positive things happening here. Last spring, U.S. News and World Report ranked all public high schools in the country based on multiple measures of academic achievement and ranked Mankato West High School number 5 in all of Minnesota. Our school community continues to improve and achieve great things that our students, families, alumni, and community can be very, very proud of. What a great place to live and work. As we begin today, I'd like to extend a warm welcome to some of our important guests with us today. At a ceremony last night, we inducted 7 new members into the Mankato High School, Mankato West High School Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame was established to honor and celebrate the outstanding legacies of our school community. West High School has an amazing and rich history, and this is just one way to continue to reach out and celebrate that history. The 2017 Hall of Fame inductees are Mr. Eric Erie, class of 1979, Mr. Craig Heimark, class of 1972, Mr. Gary Luntz, teacher and coach from 1969 to 2000, Mr. Tom McLaughlin, class of 1966, Ms. Lori Rittenhouse-Wilmot, class of 1998, Mr. Mark Taylor, class of 1974, and Mr. Dan Townsend, class of 1972. With those inductees with us today, please stand and be recognized. Their stories last night were truly amazing. Next, I would like to recognize our alumni groups that have returned to West today to help us celebrate homecoming. First, celebrating their 25th class reunion, I would ask that the class of 1992 stand and be recognized. Next, celebrating their 50th class reunion, I would ask that the class of 1967 please stand and be recognized. Gotta love that Scarlet spirit. Later during this program, we will welcome our homecoming court to the stage and will crown the 2017 Homecoming Queen. At this time, I would like to recognize any former homecoming court members who have joined us today. If you are a member of a homecoming court, would you please stand at this time? And now will all other alumni who are with us today please stand and be recognized as well. Come on, alumni. Again, I thank our alumni for being here and believe that your presence here today is evidence of how special Mankato West High School is. Last, but certainly not least, I want to honor one final group returning to us today, the retired teachers and staff members of Mankato West High School. Retired staff members are an important part of our history. They gave their careers to serving our students and community. I sincerely welcome you back in the hopes that you stay connected and join us often, as you will forever be a part of our school community. Retired staff members, please stand and be recognized. As a member of this staff for 9 years now, and as a parent of 4 Scarlet alumni, I hear and can tell countless stories of the impact educators have on kids and how a special teacher can touch, impact, and even change lives. Scarlet students, don't forget to say thank you. Make the effort to reach out to the staff who have had a positive impact on your high school years and thank them. I know that each of the alumni returning today have stories of educators who kept them engaged, who supported them when they needed it most, and who helped them realize their full potential. With that in mind, I would ask all educators of any kind, past and present, please stand at this time. Everyone join me in a round of applause to thank our educators. All right, so current Scarlet students, take a look around this gymnasium. Isn't this awesome? You are one of an immense network of Scarlets. We are fortunate to be a part of this school community. To all of our students, staff, alumni, and guests, thank you for being with us today. Whether you traveled hundreds of miles to get here or just a few, welcome back and welcome home. And remember, once a Scarlet, always a Scarlet. It now gives me great pleasure to introduce the secretary of our senior class, Sydney Douglas, who will take over our ceremony from here.
Good morning. I am Sydney Douglas, senior class secretary. On behalf of the Mankato West High School student body, I welcome the alumni from the class of 1967 who are celebrating their 50th class reunion, and the class of 1992, who are celebrating their 25th class reunion, as well as other classes represented here today. It is a pleasure to see all of you here today, especially those who have traveled many miles to attend. We hope you will enjoy today's festivities. Today, we also have with us representatives from Mankato East High School. Please welcome Mankato East students Abby Miller and Grace Oberly. At this time, they wish to address our student body.
Mankato West staff and students, it is a pleasure to be with you here today to celebrate your 2017 homecoming coronation. My name is Abby Miller.
And my name is Grace Oberly, and we are the Mankato East Student Council co-presidents. Today we would like to present you with a gift of flowers and to wish you the best of luck at your football game against New Prague tonight.
We hope you all have a happy, safe, and memorable homecoming.
Now, it is my pleasure to introduce Jim Fredrickson, who represents the class of 1967.
Good morning. My name is Jim Fredrickson, and I am honored to represent the awesome class of 1967 from Mankato High School. My buddy, Jake Rademacher, a member of our class, was visiting me in Alaska last month for his annual fishing trip. And one day he said to me, "Hey Fred, Remember when we were seniors in high school and all those old fogies were down in the gym for that homecoming assembly? Guess what? Next month we're the old fogies. How you old fogies doing out there? Yeah, all right. Well, a lot of things have changed since we were here. We were Mankato High School, now it's Mankato West. I know one thing that's changed are the way we look at things and how we consider things and our perspective. For example, last night at our social, I'm talking to Brian Hoyt, class of 67. We hadn't seen each other in years. He's been out in Kansas and California. I've been up in Alaska for over 40 years. Anyhow, in the course of our conversation, he's asking me directions. He said, boy, this town doesn't look like it used to. It's all different. Do you know the best way to get to 169? And I said, you shouldn't ask me. I haven't been here for 40 years either. We should ask one of the locals. So there's Phil Meyer nearby. And I said, hey, Phil, listen now. Hoyt wants to know how to get to 169. Phil says, good diet and regular exercise ought to do it. So we look at things differently. So what was going on back then, 50-some years ago? Lyndon Johnson and Minnesota's Hubert Humphrey were in the White House. We were deeply engaged in the Vietnam War. In fact, we didn't know it in 1967, but within a couple of years, we would lose two of our classmates to that war, Tom Manderfeld and Gary Sack. Let us not ever forget them. A new home in those days could be purchased for about $14,000. That's for the whole home. That's not a monthly payment. You could buy a new car for under $2,000. A first-class postage stamp was 5 cents. And you could buy a gallon of gas for about 30 cents a gallon. Even less if there was a local gas war going on. Gary Switzer knew about those when he worked at his dad's gas station in North Mankato. Closer to home, we were honored to crown a North Mankato girl, Ann Lee, now Williams' homecoming queen. Our very own Eric Paul was the first Mankato High School student gymnast to win a state title, winning the trampoline event at state. And later that spring, Paul Boner won a state championship in the discus of the state track meet, making us all real proud. And on a more personal note, in 1967, Brad and Betty celebrated their 12th anniversary of going steady. Yeah, I think that romance started in kindergarten, didn't it? Anyhow, you're still together, so congratulations. In preparing this talk, I decided to review my 1967 yearbook, the Otachnum. You know, on the back of that yearbook, there's an index and lists everybody's name alphabetically, and after each name are the page numbers where you can find their photographs. And so, you know, students that were more active have more pages after their name because there were more things and there were photographs taken of them. So, you know, I'd see some of the names that have like 6 pages after their name, maybe even 7 for folks like Brad Johnson and Jim Roy and Cassie Hapke, now Cassie Bunker, and Kathy Sagafis, now Wartell, because they were in a lot of activities. But one name really surprised me. Roger Elias, now Elias. Right? Yeah, it's kind of like Tony Dorsett became Dorsett after he became a Dallas. Yeah, anyhow, Roger Elias has about 10 or 11 pages after his name, and I'm thinking, I knew Roger. He wasn't in that many activities. So I go back to the graduation pictures to find out, you know, they list all the activities after the picture. And there's like 3 activities. He's in swimming. He's student council his senior year. And he's on the OTOC staff, the yearbook staff. Then I find out he's the photo editor. No wonder. He's the guy that decides whose photos get in the yearbook. You sneaky devil, you. You know, one of the things, too, that I saw in a yearbook, we had a lot of extracurricular activities. There was no excuse to be bored around here. You could do a lot of things. Just in sports alone, every season we had numerous sports to pick from. But there was one big omission in our high school sports program: no girls. No girls teams at all. Sports were strictly for boys. This is before Title IX legislation. It might surprise you students today, and even you alumni from the class of '92, that there were absolutely no girls' sports. It was not even talked about. It just was the way it was back then. About the closest thing to girls' interscholastic sports was cheerleading. And back then, the cheerleading squads didn't compete against each other. They just led cheers for the boys' events. That being said, I am proud to say that we had a great varsity cheerleading squad. The best in our conference, led by class of '67 cheerleaders Jenny Otto, Elaine Tosh, now Meyer, and Patty Vogel, now Anderson. They were attractive, they were talented and spirited, and you'll see that in just a little bit. I mean the spirited part. Truth be told, however, the best looking, most talented, and most spirited cheerleaders in our class were Arneson, Frederickson, Paul, and Rademacher, the Oreo cheerleaders. Yeah! During Snow Week, we were known as the Oreos, and I'm not exactly sure who came up with that nickname. It was, I think, our junior year. Karen Northenskold, now Bunting, tells me it's because just like the Oreo cookie had the best stuffing in between two wafers, we were the best stuff between the classes. That's why we were called the Oreos. And we were the best. In fact, as seniors, even though our snow sculpture got disqualified for some, I don't know, technicality, I guess, they said we borrowed some snow fence, and so we weren't able to get points for it. I don't remember much about that. Anyhow, despite that setback, our team still won Snow Week, and we were able to crown Chuck Peterson and Betty Wood, now Growth, as Snow King and Queen. Yay, Oreos! So now it's been 50 years since we graduated. What's happened to us since then? Well, we've accomplished a lot. We've scattered near and far. We've had regular reunions, thanks in large part to Phil and Elaine Meyer setting up our website. Fantastic job. Thank you. Unfortunately, over the years, we've lost some of our classmates. This is life. We can't change certain things. We have, however, been able to determine our course of life in the last 50 years, and we were fortunate to have developed a strong foundation right here at Mankato High School. To you current students of Mankato West, I offer this advice. Make the most of these years. They are so important in your lives. Remember, high school is not just a time to prepare you for adult life experiences. High school is a life experience, and it's a major one. I can honestly say that some of the best and most memorable experiences in my life, 68 years now, occurred right here at Mankato High when I was in high school. So as you sit in that classroom and wonder if you're ever going to get out of here, if you're ever going to graduate, take it from one that's been there, you will. And when that time comes and you're walking down the aisle in your cap and gown, you're going to wonder, where did it all go? It all happened so fast. It's amazing how fast it goes. And you're not going to be able to go back and collect those experiences except in memory. So make the most of it now. Participate. Do as much as you can as a high school student. Carpe diem, as they say. Seize the day. With that, I want to take this opportunity to wish all of you a happy homecoming. And I'd like to conclude by asking our class of '67 members to take out your touchdown towels. You should all have a red touchdown towel. And cheerleaders Elaine and Ginny, come on up. Now, I want to tell you that they're going to lead us in the 2 bits, 4 bits yell. And I want you to yell nice and loud and stand when it's time for 2 reasons. Number 1, I want you to show everyone the spirit of '67. Number 2, more importantly, I want to be able to tell my grandkids that at the end of my speech, you were all standing and cheering. So, they'll be impressed. Are you ready, girls? All right, here we go. 2 bits, 4 bits, 6 bits a dollar. All for the Scarlets. Stand up and holler. Yeah! Woo! Woo! Go Scarlets. Thank you.
At this time, I would like to introduce Ben Green and Cindy Milbrath from the class of 1992.
Good morning. My name is Cindy Milbrath. I graduated from Mankato West High School in 1992. I grew in college, as a couple other people pointed out. I was tall, and I guess I did get taller. I've gone through about 90 different things that I was going to say in my head, written some things down, and then it was at about 1 o'clock this morning that I came up with a whole new thing to say. It's very young. There's a woman named Maridella Sewer who in 1940 wrote a book called Salute to Spring. She's a beautiful poet, a lovely writer, and she is from the prairie. Something that she said was that being from the prairie was one of the most important things to her as a person growing up. It's something she always came back around to because prairie always felt like home. It is what her bones were actually made of. That prairie dust made her a strong person, able to go forth, and every time she came back to the prairie, it felt like she was coming home. So much like that prairie, coming home to Mankato always feels like coming home. I haven't lived here in a really long time, but when I come to visit, I always say I'm going home, because it's what my bones are made of. In these halls, the mentors and the teachers that we had here shaped, like the prairie does, what our bones are actually made of. When we were in high school, we were taught about those hard skills and those soft skills that helped us move forward in life. Some of those things that we learned were from a lovely woman named Jane Shostay, who's an English teacher here. She taught all of us that a love of reading and being, well-read was very fine and well, but being well-read and articulate, that was a much richer thing indeed. We also had teachers like Mr. Jack Halverson, who was a great educator and had an amazing ability to care and engage in a very genuine way. And Mr. Marty Wilchin, who passed away, but left a huge print on anyone who ever knew him. He taught us that art is for everyone, and even the dustiest, most dreary piece of art is fascinating if you pay attention. But if you know how to pay attention and what to look for, it's a much more amazing thing. He also always encouraged a worldly outlook with a helpful nudge to move you out of your comfort zone, because that's where the real learning happens. So as an adult, when I return to these halls, I have the distinct pleasure of being both a scientist and an at-risk high school teacher. I thought I was going to be a lawyer. As I have traveled and lived in many places, both near and very far-flung, this is always the place I return, because this is the place that feels like home. This is the place where I failed a lot. And so my message to you is to fail a lot, but fail brilliantly. Because as a scientist and high school teacher, I'm here to tell you that your successes are all well and great, but when you fail, you are earning your dirt. You are earning your prairie dust. That is where you find your strength. That is how you learn who you are and what you're going to do with that information. You happen to be from a place that, as a scientist, I can tell you for a fact, has the most amazing soil in almost anywhere on this whole entire planet. Therefore, you have a bigger responsibility to have stronger bones made out of this beautiful prairie dust. So as I always tell my students, every day when they leave, first of all, turn to your neighbor and give them a high five. This is me high-fiving you when you leave your class. Be safe, have fun, and make smartish choices.
Emphasis on smartish. It said you can't ever go home, but here we are. This is the first time I've been back to a homecoming in 25 years. I was here at the Coronation. I did not escort the winner. That was not up to me. But it was memorable because there's a lot of good feelings. Not being back for so long, you wonder if you still have any roots for a place. And I gotta tell you, everything looks different here now from when we were students. The school's been remodeled, the ceilings are lowered, they put bathroom tile on the walls. They put doors on the boys' bathroom stalls. I don't know. But it felt like home when that band lit up this morning with what we always call the Scarlet Fight song. I'm not sure what you call it now, but that brought it back, and that is home. You guys did an amazing job. Rousing. Thank you. Fantastic. And one of them is my niece. This school meant a lot to me, even though I haven't come back. And I hope you all make the most of your time here. We had fantastic educators. We had a good school. Physically, even though they remodeled, it was a good school. You couldn't go in the basement because of asbestos, but that was fine. But it was a good, safe place. Sure, people have sharp elbows. That's what happens when you're young. When you're young, you're kind of volatile. I have teenage daughters. It happens. They're always on their phones. Frankly, I don't even know what we did without phones then. I mean, I think we were the last generation to ride bikes without helmets. We did things with throwing stars and bikes that, we'd hit jumps. Oh yeah, there was a free phone in the lobby. It was amazing. Totally different world. But come here, be a student, you had a social life, you had a cultural life, you had tremendous educators, and we made the most of it. These are the people looking around who are going to be with you one way or another 25 years from now, 50 years from now. In 50 years, I mean, my goodness, we'll get there, but that's astounding to still have roots at a place where you spent 4 years, maybe 6. For us, for our generation, well, yeah, you laugh now. Yeah, it's not like some people have for college. So we used to have the junior high here. But, if you're average 4 years, you spend maybe, 180 days. Add that up, you're in the low 700s. But if you're here for 6 years, it's around 1,000 days. This place was really a home. I mean, that's what, over 6 years? That's a lot of hours. And it never got old. There was always something new. As you age, you meet new people, you learn new people, and it's a good thing. And that keeps on going. But I encourage you, make the most of your time, reap the harvest of your time. This is a special place, and I hope it finds deep roots in your hearts like it has for the rest of us. It's an exciting time of the year to be in Mankato, and I hope the homecoming game goes exceptionally well. You are now a juggernaut that we never were. We were known for our brains, not our sports. That changed. We did have some great teams. I see that there's a state basketball championship. We almost got there in '91, but not really. But that was a fantastic time. It was a happy time to be a Scarlet, and it was a proud time. We weren't, somebody says a Scarlet, what is that? Is it a Scarlet Knight like Rutgers? Is it a bear like if you still have that mascot? I don't know. It certainly isn't Scarlet Man. If I think John Lloyd, our classmate, was Scarlet Man a few times. That was you haven't lived until Scarlet Man whooped you up. But what is the Scarlet? We are Scarlets, and this is the home of the Scarlets. So happy homecoming, West. Wish you all a good homecoming weekend. Take care.
I'd just like to add one more thing. When we were seniors in high school, and my whole class can remind you of this, we were asked to write a letter by one of our teachers to ourselves. Ben and I had about a 5-hour phone conversation the other day. You know, "Oh, I'm never going to be friends with these people. I'm getting out of here, right?" Well, no, it's true. You do meet some people you'll know your whole life. In this letter, you're supposed to stick it in your yearbook and throw it on a dusty shelf in your parents' house somewhere and read it 10 years from then. I traveled all over the world, and so I think I got to mine about 15 years after. Try super hard not to cry here. And the first person on my list that I said that I would still be friends with was Ben Green. So write yourself a letter.
Next, we will hear from the Mankato West High School Concert Choir under the direction of Mrs. Claire Baker. The choir will sing the Mankato West hymn along with a hit song from 1967 titled Happy Together by the Turtles, as well as the theme from the 1990s television show The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and finally, Walk the Moon's Shut Up and Dance. portion of our program. Please welcome our honor guard. McKenna Beisman, daughter of Kevin and Heather Beisman. Katie Flannery, daughter of Brenda and Joe Flannery. Alicia Olson, daughter of Rob and Kimberly Olson. Hannah Patnode, daughter of Dana and Nidra Patnode. Ian Sandry, son of Mark and Adele Sandry. Antonio Barones, son of Juan and Maria Barones. Our junior attendants, Freya Elston, daughter of Michael and Heidi Elston. Roger Welly, son of Jonathan and Lisa Welly. Queen candidate Jenny Schwartz, daughter of Ann Schwartz and the late Greg Schwartz. Jenny is being escorted by Henry Simpson, son of Mary and Sean Simpson. Queen candidate Melina Lobitz, daughter of Tara and Jason Lobitz. Melina is being escorted by Matthew Price, son of Margaret Coe and Mitchell Price. Queen candidate Josie Gellner, daughter of Rondi and Jeff Gellner. Josie is being escorted by Ethan Kurtz, son of Bruce and Christine Kurtz. Queen candidate Amber Frederick, daughter of Brian and Carla Frederick. Amber is being escorted by Griffin Corbett, son of Julia Ryan Corbett. Queen candidate Sammy Dickoot, daughter of Julie and Bob Dickoot. Sammy is being escorted by Jack Brown, son of Lori and Judson Brown. Congratulations, Queen Jenny Schwartz and her escort, Henry Simpson. Please stand and join me for the playing of our school song. Please remain standing in the bleachers after the band has concluded for a few closing comments. On behalf of the Mankato West student body, I wish to congratulate Queen Jenny Schwartz and her court. As we conclude the coronation ceremony, we want to thank everyone for coming to celebrate Homecoming 2017. Please enjoy the rest of the day's activities. Have a safe and happy celebration.